Return of Terror! So, best of 3 series, semifinal number 2 and qualifier number 5 of the Murky Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're slowly nearing the end of the qualifiers. We have only this one and then qualifier number 6 left. 6 qualifiers in total. Teams can participate in as many as they want. And, of course, we have, in that context, then points that will be gathered as they progress through these tournaments, and then the top 6 teams advance to the playoffs. Now, this entire series, the Murky Cup, is sponsored by I Can't Wait. Big shout out to him. Man is a huge Murky fan, made this possible. And we have not only the name Murky Cup, but we also have a bit of a incentive for teams to play Murky. We have that bounty system. Again, I'll show the bounties on screen right here. So the cool thing about the bounties is just simply that it incentivizes players to play different heroes, but they don't have to. It's a totally optional system. The prize pool of $2,000 is split into $1,000 for the top teams and another $1,000 for the bounty pool. And the more bounties you complete, the more tickets you get. And at the end of the tournament, we are looking at how many tickets were completed in total, how many bounties were completed in total, and then you get a share according to how many you as a team completed. So really incentivizes teams to think about these things. You have to make a risk-reward calculation whether or not it's worth it for you. So far, the idea, we've played it before with the Banshee Cup, but in the context of this tournament, it has really been well adopted, and we've seen tons of bounties played. I mean, you name it. Nova has been played. Nova, Cho'Gall, Murky, Kel'Thuzad, Butcher, crazy, Probius. So we had some fun. And we're going to get more and more fun through this, so it's going to be good. Now, this is still a single elimination tournament, so the team that loses is out. The Exodia stack has definitely struggled a bit in the last qualifier. They lost to the Enjoyers in the first round. Wasn't really too great for them, so my question mark coming in was, are they going to go for bounties? Yes, no? Like, what's the idea here? Are they just trying to farm a couple of points so that they have a better standing for the playoffs and ensure also that they are in the playoffs? Or are they still trying to just farm bounties? Because if you remember the first qualifier, they were the team that went for a bounty attempt in every single game they played. Now that has some consequences. First of all, they have less bounties to complete right now because every bounty can only be completed once by a team. So the bounties will get more difficult for them to complete. But also there's a certain expectation to the team at this point. I mean, let's be honest. But yeah, right now we got Sylvanas and Diablo. Swamgrota with Brightwing. He's the first one that completed the Murky bounty, which is just fitting. I mean, Swamgrota is really the OG Murky player, one of the OG Murky players on the European scene, so that he is the one, you know, that at some point just got tagged in and then came through and started to just like rock the Murky bounty for everybody, or for the team. That was exactly what we needed from him, and I've been calling that several times, that if anybody is going to go for a Murky bounty, it's going to be him. So he was the first one to do it. Urel and Johanna on the other side now. We get Genji banned out. And, well, what's our last ban for map number 1 in the best of 3 series here? Alright, we get Avatar eliminated. Avatar is out. I feel at some point, if you're going up against a team that is known to try bounties in essentially every single map, then the question would be, are you actually taking a look at how many bounties they have completed and which bounties are still open to them? Because you're thinking, hey, this is something they could play now. Or does that not figure in? For the draft process, is actually an interesting consideration. I think in previous tournaments with the system, it didn't play that big of a role because teams didn't go as hard for bounties. But now that some have easily completed half the bounty board, that actually starts to play a bit of a role. So Sergeant Hammer is taken for Hazu. That leaves us with Dainu as the final pick. And the final 2 for the blue team. Blood Cool and Banana H. Banana likely gonna play damage again for them. Playing with subs today too, by the way. Boss being in here and Swamgrota. But we get Hanzo. And we get Gazlord! There we go! There's our bounty! The Gazlord, ladies and gentlemen. It is Gazlord time. Give him the clamps! Garden of Terror. And we have a bounty for the dudes. Or at least the attempt of one. As Dainu has to pick the final choice. Oh god. Gazlo, best low. Let's go. Final pick. Dino goes for Zagara. We could get... I'm not sure if they completed the Nidus bounty already. I have to check. But yeah, God of Terror, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, map number 1, the Exodia stack against the dudes. Game number 1, the dudes on the left side going for Gazlo. Oh yeah, baby, it is Gazlo time. Svamgrota is playing the hero. We got Banana H on Brightwing playing support for the team today. We got Blood Kulonanzo, Cesabos on Sylvanas, and Gavlo on Diablo. Over on the right side of the map, Hazops is hammering it up. We got Copenhagen Urel, Dino with Zagara, Yazo and Malfurion, and Bad Benny is playing Johanna. And the Exodia stack has actually not completed the Nidus bounty yet. So given that this is a pretty big map, and that they usually try to go for a bounty, there is a fairly good chance that they're gonna attempt to lock a bounty in on the map. So yeah, definitely game for this. That would be pretty sweet. Zagara is at the top lane going up against Sylvanas and Gazlo as a tag team. Okay, so the two of them are currently trying to rock some of those structures early on. As down at the bottom of the map, Sergeant Ham, Yazu. Yeah, with Gavlo moving in and Bloodcool, that nearly was the end of Malfurion. The old geezer nearly died there. Was able to survive. We were hoping for a kill against Diablo, which also didn't work out, but hey, at least he didn't drop, so there's that. It's a 3-man push now, with Sergeant Hammer not having any mobility yet, but at least they are able to pin them down. And they might also get a couple of kills with this. So Zagara is going up against Gazel now at the top. It's going to be a 1 versus 1. Sylvanas has moved towards the middle of the map. Down here, the wall is about to fall, so it seems like they're going to get this one. They're getting really nice damage in. Brightwing with Hyper Shift, by the way. So Hyper Shift is now in the house. Top side, we got Svamgrota. And I'm very intrigued. I want to see how much he can achieve with Gazlo here. Again, as I said before, he's the one that played the last time Murky for them and was able to complete the Murky bounty. He was the first one, and we have the advantage for teams, or well, we have the added bonus for teams that complete the Murky bounty, that they get 3 tickets for the bounty pool. So that's something that he was able to do, and they are getting a nice kill against Zagara at the top as Gavlo and Banana H moved in to lock in a kill. So nicely done. Well played. And yeah, that is a good start for the blue team. I mean, kill-wise. Again, 1 kill early on is obviously not making that big of a difference. It's kind of nice if you are able to grab it, but it's not like all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, so far ahead or anything. So as it stands now, in experience, you could even argue that the red team is the one that is slightly ahead here. But we have a very active blue team looking for engages like this one. Trying to bully people around a bit. I think Diablo overstepped slightly though, but they're trying to go for Sergeant Hammer. Yeah, also is a bit low. Good damage against Gavlo. And they get out. But this was still a bit risky. I mean, they really went a bit deep here. You can tell that they're kind of struggling slightly to deal with Sergeant Hammer in that situation. Middle of the map, Copenhagen. Still looking totally fine over here. Level 7 talents are going to be next up on the menu for the two teams. Gazlo has gone into the Hyper Focus Coils as his level 4 talent. But with the first wall already destroyed at the bottom of the map. The red team just continues. Nice little play against Sergeant Hammer, but again, the cooldowns are ready. Can simply Z out, no problem. Top side, we're now having Zagara also pinning Gazlo down a bit. So the Exodia stack is actually looking pretty alright here. For Gazlo, it's not that easy to take the Creep Tumors out by himself, so he will need a bit of assistance later on if they are really trying to ensure that Dino doesn't get full-on vision. With level 7 now ready for Sergeant Hammer, this is going to become more and more of a problem as usual. So with Gavlo diving in like this, he's going to be in trouble a lot here. Gavlo has a bit of a tendency to be very aggressive, and he's getting punished for it. Well, to be fair, it's kind of Brightwing that gets punished for it. Gavlo is the one darting in, and then Brightwing is the one falling, because the target focus shifts very quickly. So that's another one that gets destroyed. But that's kill number 1, or was kill number 1 for the red team. is now pushing forward with the mercenary camp at the top. And Svamgrota, yeah, he has level 7 Master Blaster, but they are not able to do a whole lot here. No, not really. So that fort is now fully exposed. The tower goes down any moment. One more shot needed. The team is just all in on the defense though. I mean, the entire team is up here. It's a full 5-man defense that they're currently running on this. So everybody is helping out. But the red team has split heroes down to the bottom of the map and Dino is just pushing. So they're in trouble, I'd say. The dudes are a bit of an awkward spot. They have sent everybody to the top lane in order to defend, and for a good reason they had to. But that left Dino at the bottom of the map, and we don't even have Nidus or anything like it yet. So this is mad amount of damage on the fort. Might even result in the entire thing falling, considering that the minions are now taking aim, and Zagara is dropping a few more roaches on it. But even if Zagara falls, I mean, the value she got is amazing. So they get the fort, and that's totally worth losing Zagara. So that was damn good. Look at experience too, 9.5. Gazla at the top gets destroyed, so that's even better for them because that was the only defender at the top lane. Now they got level 10. I think Nidus is going to be played here. Dino is going to go for a bounty. Yeah, there it is. They're going for the Nidus bounty. Nidus network is in. One fort already destroyed. Now they're aiming for the second one at the top. There's a part of the blue team that is now splitting off topside to defend, but yeah. I mean, either way, this is a bit dangerous. Right now, they're losing so much ground here so quickly. No level 10s yet. They're still trying to go for a kill against Hazu. Can't quite work it in. But while all of this happens, Zagara is going for more mercenary camps. We have now Jojo at the bottom of the map too. And here come at least the level 10 abilities for the dude. So heroic abilities are ready to give us Lightning Fury, Lightning Breath. And we got Dragon's Arrow and also Blink Heal for Brightwing. In the middle, says the boss, still sitting all alone with Sylvanas. They are a little bit pinned down already. One level behind, kills are the same. Now Gavlo is getting attacked again. Even if less shield would be possible if they really wanted to, but Brightwing is now coming through. Iron Skin, nice. Dodging out on any potential damage that could be used here. But, yep, so far... I think so far things are actually looking pretty alright for the red team. They haven't gotten the initial seed. Gazo is now starting to move towards the top and has gone into his Gravel Bomb. So, Gravel Bomb is ready. It could be womboed. I mean, it's not like they went for Apocalypse, but it could be womboed a little bit with the Dragon's Arrow and then... that's actually both arrows. Wailing Arrow, Dragon's Arrow, then also Lightning Breath. So they have a couple of tools that can really chain up if they're getting a proper one. Normally with Gazo it's a little bit tricky to make that work, but we have a lot of choke points on Garden of Terror, as you can see right here. So if you are able to get a few heroes into that spot and then use Gazlo's ult, the follow-up could be devastating. That would be amazing if they could do that. It's not going to be easy though. Quite the opposite actually. So as it is right now, Blessed Shield is out. Now they want to go for the kill. BFG, Gavlo low, and is able to escape. But a bit of time and space created for Dino to get the channel. So they get their first seed, each team now in possession of one. And still, look at the minimap. Lots of creep spread. So Dino is really capitalizing on all of these things. That's a nice kill though. Beautiful kill. They go for the double. Sergeant Hammer and Malfurion are both eliminated. The pressure for the topside fort. The problematic is that, yeah, we're still seeing an attack at the bottom of the map. Dino, oh, nearly got interrupted on his hearth, but was able to get out. Good for Dino. Nice push too. Forces Gazlo to respond to it. And now topside, they're also trying to hold out on their fort. I mean, again, they're doing work here. The counter attack, once again, Diablo pulling people around a little bit, trying to go for Jojo here. She's also attempting to turn it. It is Hanzo that dies. So Hanzo is gone. He gets destroyed, the first one to fall in the fight. That's 3 kills to 4 now in total. But the fort is again getting targeted, and it's not looking all that good for the blue team. They've lost their fort at the bottom of the map. They've lost the fort at the top lane now. In experience, yes, they are still even, but you also have a lot of creep spread on the map. And that's all vision that we're getting from Dino. Normally, opponents on this level are very, very diligent, making sure that creep tumors are taken apart, but they don't have that many great tools here that they can use. So it is really, I mean, fantastic for the red team to capitalize on that more or less legal map hack here. So they don't have it spread across the entire map, but it gives you at least a bit of an idea. And it's especially good for Zagara, since she's extremely squishy, and one of the big problems that she has is when people or teams just collapse onto her and take her down quickly. So any kind of like CC, burst damage, Zagara is really allergic against all of that stuff. Now, 2 seeds to 1 in favor of the red team. Still very, very even in experience, so you shouldn't go too deep on this. But right now, the chance to maybe push for that mid-fort a little bit. Just looking at the pure damage numbers, we have now 31,000 for Sergeant Hammer against the 34,000 for Hanzo. And Diablo goes down. It's actually the first time that he died. So Diablo down, had his soul stacks. Sylvanas is defending at the top, by the way. Urel at the bottom. There's still a few heroes split. But 16. 16 kicking in soon, and they're already sieging up here. And now 16 is also going to be pretty big for Hazu, obviously. Sergeant Hammer is definitely going to capitalize on that and will mean more pain for Diablo specifically. So there it is. We get the Giant Killer. And Dibbles doesn't like that at all. Not even a little bit. Plus Corrosive Saliva. So when the two of them go for the same target, Diablo is going to hate every single second of it. So yeah, not going to be a fan whatsoever. But as is right now, the attacks still keep coming here in the middle. They are defending well though, and they're bridging the gap in experience to get themselves level 16. Top side, we still have a camp that pushes against Dino, so Zagara is slowly taking care of this. Also probably focus a bit more also on the creep spread, which we're now slowly seeing once more. But yep. Let's see, can they go and... I mean, I honestly thought that it would be able to do a little bit more on this fort in the middle already, but so far, not the case. Weren't able to take that one out. The next seed is up. Makes it a little bit more attractive for the teams to now try and make a play here. Could be Garden Terrors, for example, but Sylvanas channels it. So Sylvanas is able to get the channel for the team. Lightning Breath, and Urel is dead. Hanzo gets BFG'd though. And that entire bullet is bigger than Hanzo himself, so I'm really not surprised that when he gets hit hard by it that he just drops. So Hanzo's down, there's the Gravel Bomb, but unfortunately not the follow-up that would allow them to get a kill. Instead it's Sylvanas that gets crushed, and so does the fort. Yep, welcome to reality. That's the problem right here. That's the situation as is. We have the red team once again on the move. This time they go for Diablo. It's 3 heroes that are now down, and that should be an easy wall in the middle. You have Zagara pushing, you have Sergeant Hammer. Gazlo can try and play defense as much as he wants here, but he won't be able to prevent them from taking this one out. So, well done. Really well done by the red team. We are 12-13 minutes into the game. They've taken an entire level lead. They're stealing Siege Giants camp away. Big wave also at the top of the map that has to be dealt with, as the entire map in regards to mercenary camps is now slowly being painted red, and of course they're going to get the objective too. So they're going to get the Garden Terrors, and this is going to be potentially big. I mean, this could be a fort, right? Sorry, a keep. So if they are able to take keeps here, that would be pretty amazing this early in the game. But we'll see. They're trying at the bottom of the map. This is where the main attack is going to happen. And, well, let's not forget that they are dangerously close to a level 20 talent too. So it's one level that they need. So this push alone could already give them a lot of experience in this context. Now, Garden Tower at the top has been defeated. Down here at the bottom of the map, the keep is going to take damage. It's unlikely they're going to take this thing down unless they get killed. But there's also still the mid lane to consider. This one is already down 30% of its HP. Mid lane is getting attacked too. Garden Terror still in play, but down here they really want it. They are looking to commit, and they're gonna get it. Sergeant Hammer plus Zagara is just a bit too much to handle for the dudes. So one keep is down and one has been severely damaged in the middle. 46,000 damage for Hanzo. On the other side, we have Sergeant Hammer with 50k, so top damage in the game easily. And, let's forget about that, level 20 anymore now. Sergeant Hammer is going to mean ultra capacitors. And they could just siege up in the middle. If you have a level 20 and you have Sergeant Hammer, I mean, literally a siege tank, that's your play right there. Get your talent advantage, move towards the middle, get those minion waves connected, and make your play. Nidus network also established across the map by Dino, so Zagara has the mobility to react to anything when it happens. Can easily move back out, but they are likely going to get this one. I mean, just look at it. Siege up slowly, Sergeant Hammer with attack after attack. Whoever starts to move into Hammer's radius is very quickly going to get attacked and dropped slowly. And then, of course, any kind of resistance will be instantly met by a root, by a blessed shield, by a condemn. There's just so many tools that they have in our arsenal to prevent or to keep Sergeant Hammer safe. But the keep's gone, so that's the second keep destroyed. I'm not so sure about that move. Somebody fat-fingered a little bit, I'd say. Top side, Dino still playing this nicely out. There's 2 seeds at least in the hands of the blue team. Well, they could technically fight. Well, no, they don't have level 20 and they're not going to get it in time. I thought maybe they're going to be able to go for it, but nah. So they're letting this one slide. There's no real benefit in rushing into anything here. So they're just letting the seed slide and they're saying like, yeah, whatever. This is going to be the first one. It's a bit sad that we can't get Garden Terrors right away. But hey, because Garden Terrors would be a nice tool to get them back into the game. The problem is still that there's just not a single fort that has been destroyed on the red team side. Not one. Meaning that right now, there's catapults just spawning all the time for the red team and there's no counter pressure. Like none. So, huge problem. Gazlo might have been a little bit too much. They tried for the bounty, and so far, it's not really making a difference here. Then again, the red team hasn't won this yet. The Exodia stack is looking great. Structurally, they've eliminated everything with the exception of a single fort at the top lane, and the core, of course. But they haven't won this one yet. And we've seen crazy comebacks. Go for a big team wipe, you might have something here. So, they're gonna try. I mean, right now, the next seed is spawning. This would still be Garden Terrors for the blue team, if they can grab it. That's all about also taking position right now. I mean, Gazlo could help them a little bit to properly set that up. That's, of course, one kind of advantage that they potentially have here. But they gotta hurry. I mean, 17 minutes in. Oh my god. There's the kill. Nice. That's the moment. This is the play. This is the way that you're bringing yourself back into the game. One kill, maybe a little bit more. And there's the Garden Terrors. Now we're talking. With Jojo down and Garden Terrors, this is how you could potentially do it. Now, to be fair, these Garden Terrors on the side lanes, they're not going to do jack shit. They're not going to do anything. But this one down at the bottom of the map, that is a little bit different. Because right here, they could now finally take a few structures out. I think it's inevitable that the fort is going to fall. But I'm honestly a bit shocked how good the defense there is. So this fort might be nearly the only thing that they're getting. I guess top lane is another thing. Top lane fort. UL is now rotating towards the top side. This one is definitely going to get destroyed. But now that the Garden Terrors are slowly moving towards the middle, I mean, let's see how much they can do. At the end of the day, if they're destroying all of the forts, that would of course be the dream. For now, keeps are a bit unrealistic. Topside fort was so low already to begin with that it's likely going to get murdered. Hanzo is there. Not that I believe they necessarily needed him in that position. But yeah, in the meantime, Gazlo goes down. That's bad news. Just as they were finally making a bit of headway here. Sergeant Hammer with another big BFG as well, of course. 6 kills to 8. They're not that bad in kills. It's just structures where they were trailing this hard. 63,000 damage for, by the way, both Sergeant Hammer and Zagara. So 2 of them. And identical damage, more or less, with Hanzo trailing. But not by much. I mean, he's on 62,000 as well. So this set of Garden Terrors was not bad. They were completely pinned down in their own base and really didn't have any map control. Now the situation has changed quite significantly. They pushed the lanes out heavily and on top of that destroyed 2 forts. They weren't able to get more than that, but hey, it is a start to bring this back. And we're still on level 20 versus level 20, so that's another thing to consider here. So, yeah, not too bad for them. Now, can the red team re-establish control as they did before? I mean, currently, it kind of looks like it. They want the last keep. Those catapults are still pushing. And as time continues and they scale, it is threatening the core. And this is, of course, a big map. Let's not also forget that seed that we already have for the red team. One that gives them a bit of an advantage going into the next few objectives. And a late game set of Garden Terrors could for sure decide the game. So right now at the top, another little attack being set up against Gavlo. Brightwing to the rescue for a moment, and then both of them die. Diablo at least is going to come back because he had the stacks, but Brightwing won't. And this is really bad news. Diablo turns into a meek little kitten now. Without any of his souls. But they get a counter kill. And Sylvanas made it. There's the stun chain. And Zagara gets murdered. Hanzo turns into a freaking maniac and drops her. Now the keep still falls, but I love the way that Zagara was just destroyed. I mean, arrow stun into bullseye. And then just full on volley and hit with the rest of the barrage. So yeah, that was sweet. That was really, really well done. Now again, both of these teams are going for a bounty right now. We have the Nidus bounty against the Gazlo bounty. And the big question that remains is who wins it. Advantage right now for the red team. All the keeps destroyed on the other side. And by the way, that's 4 catapults at the bot lane. Okay, Brightwing is respawning now and is going to start taking care of this. But yeah, you better hurry on that. So they need to make that happen. Fort in the middle, yeah, they might get this one. But again, as long as you have a catapult on every single lane, those lanes will push against your opponent. 100%. So, it's all about kills right now. Well, actually, team. What? I mean, that's some free damage. 83, yes, they are going to be taken down eventually, but that is way too much that you're giving up here. 65%. 61%. Wow, that is 39% that you just sacrificed on the bot lane against the Winions. Ouch, that hurts. I mean, they needed Brightwing there, but damn. Sending someone maybe back a bit earlier would have helped. Now another seed has also been claimed by the red team. So if they play just a slow, drawn-out game, they should really be able to take this. It is still pretty nuts how close this is, though. I mean, this is way closer than it looked at the beginning. And you can tell from the way that the red team is behaving right now that they're also not just thinking, hey, we're going to crush this no matter what. They're not sitting here thinking like, yeah, we can't lose this. Let's just go and drop them. They know that there's a chance that if they lose a team fight, for example, this could still be a bit of a disaster for them. So they are playing this very, very cautious. Not trying to risk too much here. Zagara with Nidus is now just trying to control the map. And this is exactly the way that you need to play Nidus on such a big map. So Dino is just using it at the top, stealing Siege Giants away from the opponent, getting his team into a better position and escorting catapults now through the top lane because of that. As everybody is fighting for the seed at the bottom, and the more time can be bought here by the red team, the better. But they're deciding against any of these plays. Sylvanas is now the one moving back to try and deal with the top lane together with Brightwing. We got an interesting one on our sides. Uh-oh, Gazlo's slowed, and he's fine. He's fine. Diablo, then again, forces Brightwing to TP in. Okay. And they're still okay here. Yeah. Again, when it comes to damage, 88,000 for Sergeant Hammer. Hanzo top damage in the game with 91k. But Zagara also with lots and lots of damage here. Sitting at 80,000 herself. So, yeah, all of them are chipping in some mad numbers. Especially against Diablo. Look at his roll. He's at 150,000 damage tanked so far. Compare that to Jojo, for example. I mean, Gavlo is out there all the time, and he is eating the majority of these hits. Over and over and over again. Seed is coming up, and this is going to be another one that would spawn Garden Terrors for the team in red. But here comes the fight, and Diablo is gone. Dibbles is down, Sylvanas is down too. That's bad news. This could be the beginning of the end here. They just lost 2 of their heroes, 2 key heroes in the defense as well. And they're gonna have a horrible time trying to defend this. Zagara is pushing in, Sergeant Hammer's already there. The core has been damaged previously and is down to 61%. The Exodia stack against the dudes. They're marching towards the blue team's core, trying to take game number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the semifinal. Brightwing falls, and that's gonna be game. The lead for the Exodia stack in this second semifinal. GG and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. The Exodia stack has not only locked in another bounty, now completed the Nidus bounty, but we also have them in the lead in the best of 3 series. Now, quick reminder, A, we are in the semifinals, so the winner moves on to the grand final. The loser drops out of this 5th qualifier. And B, the 10 heroes that were played on the first map cannot be played again, so limiting the pool just a little bit. Also, quick refresher when it comes to bounties, again quickly on screen here, so that you guys have a bit of an idea of what is technically up for the teams, what they can play here, what they can go for. Specifically when we're talking about Twin Blades Varian, we've pretty much never seen that. Some of the Cho'Galls are still open. Win with the Butcher has not been accomplished by the Exodia stack either, so there's definitely some bounties that can still be completed by both of the teams. But specifically the Exodia stack has now tried to lock in quite a few bounties already. Now, Tomb as a map is actually quite interesting because one of the maps that was open was Towers of Doom. And I'm a little bit used to the fact that most of the time, or more often than not, when they have the chance, the red team goes for towers. In this case, they haven't done it. So now we're going for Tomb instead. And yeah, Meridian gets banned. So did Blaze. I'm looking at this and I don't know, I'm thinking the entire time about bounties and I'm thinking about, well, Tomb of the Spider Queen, what could you go? Somehow I'm still feeling Cho'Gall. I feel Cho'Gall here. I assume that at least one of the 2 teams is going to try for a bounty. At least the red team. I would be a bit surprised if they didn't. So, to my knowledge, Cho'Gall is still up for both of them. That would be something we could see here. Lucio. And I think a little bit about heroes that have been played. I mean, there's still plenty of heroes that would be very, very good against Cho'Gall, to be fair. You could still play, I don't know, Vala, Greymane, Malthael, Leo, Tychus. So, yeah, plenty. Some have been picked that can be strong against him, but there would be a lot of potential counter picks. So there is also the chance that, you know, they want to pick him late and they get banned on the 3rd ban rotation. So, yeah. Vala, Varian, that essentially shuts that idea down already. But Benny is just going for his standard. They still have a couple of side laners that they can play with here. I mean, they haven't completed the Butcher either, so that's another option. Rotate between the lanes, try and get your kills together here. Varian with the taunt, Vala's follow-up. Yeah. Gotta have the patience with the Butcher, if they wanted to. To be fair, they could just also say like, hey, let's just rush this and go to the grand final. And just don't go for a bounty. As I said before, if you have a team that has completed lots and lots of bounties already, then at some point it becomes a little bit more of a chore to actually do bounties because you have less left that you can complete. And the ones that are left are usually the harder ones. So I'm not 100% convinced that they're actually going to go for one. But could still happen. Now, they're getting rid of Stitches. Yeah, Stitches hook into follow-ups from Junkrat and Dehaka. Could be problematic. Stukov banned after Varian gets picked. Typical. Maiev is also still up, right? Yeah, so they could have even gone Varian, Maiev, Stukov, and then a side laner. But yeah, as I was about to say, the taunt into a lurking arm as a combo is obviously insanely dangerous. Malfurion oftentimes is used as a follow-up. I guess you can play with Anduin too. That's something that we sometimes see. Well, Probius! Alright, so they're gonna go for Probius. They're gonna go for normal comp, more or less, and then they play Probius with it. There's a bit of an Ixia style. He played it when he did on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So we're gonna get a Probius bounty for the red team. Yeah, and the only... There it is! Cho'Gall! That was kind of expected. Now he goes up against Vala. Manticore on 16 could become a problem. I suppose that this was already factored into the equation for the red team, for the Exodia stack. But we have again a bounty attempt on each side. Cho'Gall for the dudes and Probius for their opponents for the Exodia stack. So, yeah. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Copenhagen has the final pick and he goes for Leoric here. So time will tell which team is successful. We got a double bounty as we're heading into game number 2 in this semifinal for Murky Cup qualifier number 5. Game on! On the left, in blue, we have the dudes with Banana Age on Lucio, Swamgrota on Dehaka. We get Junkrat played by Bloodcool, and more importantly, we got Gavloncho and Cesabos on Gal. Exodia stack on the right side in the lead in this best of 3 series with Hazops on Probius. We get Dino on Vala, Copenhagen on Leoric, Yazu is playing Uther, and Bad Benny on Varian. So, Cho'Gall, first of all, what do we get as a name? Gafferboss. Alright, Gafferboss is in the house. That poor horse, by the way. I mean, damn. That's a big fat Cho'Gall on top of that horse. I feel a little bit sorry for it. Peter is also complaining. But then again, Peter is always complaining. So, yeah. But, as is, the question remains, A, how much are we going to get from Probius here? How well is that going to work out? And second, what is happening with Vala? Can Vala survive until 16? Because for Dino it's going to be really important to get that attack speed synergy with Manticore. If you're going up against Cho'Gall, I mean, again, already at the beginning you can do a whole lot of work here and can really pin him down and do a lot of damage with those auto attacks and the single target damage that you're bringing to the table. That said, once that you have your Manticore, that is going to get so much worse for a hero like Cho'Gall that, yeah, you'd want to make sure that the attack speed is still there. Now, late game is something where Cho'Gall usually excels too. You have, of course, a few taunts that can be used here as well. Yeah, Lucio will play a bit of a role there. But actually getting some damage at the top already, damn. Yeah, some nice damage here. Junkrat, okay. Pull these people around a little bit, but that is more than half the tower that's already gone, totally for free. Cho'Gall has taken a camp, but that was a nice rotation towards the top and easy first tower. Oh, that's a kill. Nice. Couple of gems lost. Also able to take one down, but then again, Probius dies over on the right side. They actually invade the camp attempt and they're stealing it. They're stealing the camp away, and the reaction at the top is to go for the wall. Interesting. Double camp in the mid lane now. Probius got killed in that little exercise, and boy, that is hurting. That's annoying as hell. 2 camps against you in a situation like this, yeah, that's a little bit disastrous if you ask me. Definitely not a nice position for them to be in. So they are taking damage on the wall, they're taking damage on the fort, they're just taking damage all over. At least they were able to destroy a few structures at the top too. And, to be fair, Cho'Gall actually gets killed now as well. That should not really have happened. So Cho'Gall going down against Vala is a bit of a surprise. Maybe too aggressive there with the positioning. Now, still, what we're gonna get now at the top lane. Probius is solo defending at the bottom of the map, but we're what we are getting at the top lane is a play for the fort, and they are doing a serious amount of damage here. But Lucio gets also caught as they try to defend and kill. So it's getting better and better. They're really diving for Vala, but the fort is getting damaged. Lucio is gone. And now they can go for Cho'Gall again. Varian has now taunt available. just a second too late, or that could have also been a problem. So, I mean, honestly, that was one of those situations where if he gets taunt when he gets the cooldown back just a moment earlier, they might be able to get Cho'Gall as well. It's 4 kills against 1 now. They have, of course, the superior numbers in gems and can easily turn those in, I guess. Or at least they will try to do exactly that and attempt to get themselves, I mean, the first web weaver wave, which is definitely possible. And with the first web weaver wave, I mean, if they're already pushing heavily. They've already done a great job at pushing the opponent back. If they're now getting a web weaver wave on top of that as well and are able to take more structures down, then Cho'Gall might have a huge problem getting into the later stages of the game, where he usually gets a bit stronger. So this is definitely a possible problem that they're facing off against here. Not an easy one to deal with. Right now, the attack is already coming, so Gaffer Boss is trying to prevent the turn-in from happening as best as he can. But 40 gems are turned in against 23. I know technically both of the teams have a chance to complete the turn-in now. But while Probius is holding the bot lane, the red team is able to sneak in a few additional gems at the top and is completing it. So, yeah. Alrighty. This is getting a bit scary for the dudes. I think late game, with a bit more scaling, they definitely have a couple of opportunities here to make plays. But right now, if you lose forts here, if you get pinned down further, can you really break through that later on? That's kind of my question here. It's honestly going to be a bit tricky. I mean, for now, we have the next attack coming. Benny is a bit deep here. Doesn't have taunt anymore. Gets body blocked too. They might be able to take Varian out, and they are. The gems are recovered, but that is shutting down a lot of the aggression that they were planning with those web weavers. Oh, unless, of course, they're getting a kill here. And Gaffer Boss was nearly gone. Gaffer Boss is still in trouble and is barely escaping. Vala's at 55 stacks on her level 1. Nothing crazy. I mean, if you want to make Daddy proud, then you gotta get a few more hits in. But it's also not bad, considering that she hasn't died yet. If Dino plays is a bit safer and just maintains the attack speed, that's totally fine. That's actually still pretty good then. Now, same time, down at the bottom of the map, attack over here is also still continuing, so they're going for the next camp. They're trying to establish a bit more presence. They got only 1 fort with it, but on the other hand, it was the first web weaver wave. 1 fort with the first web weaver wave, not bad. And they get the Haka, I guess. Yeah, yep. The Haka is gone. More gems are gone. The blue team turning in topside though. So good for them. But I guess they're gonna lose that camp. Cho'Gall, really? You want to move in here against level 10 plus that? Really? Alright, and they take it. They got the camp. Don't tell me they get kills too. Cho'Gall gets attacked, and boy, that was a bit unexpected. Nice entomb against Lucio. That should be the end of him. Lucio should die now. Whoa! He escapes, and look how low they all are. Leo is already gone. Benny is hearthing back. Might escape. Gets detected by the minion waves, but apparently they lost track of him. They didn't see him on the minimap, so he's able to hearth out. They're trying for Vala. They want her more than anything else, and they get her. Vala is destroyed. They're getting Uther too. There's the double. That's the triple. 3 kills in total, and that's looking good. Yep. That changes everything, because now the fort in the middle has been destroyed by the camp and the web weavers. At the top, we have Junkrat pushing. Varian is attempting to deal with it, but at the bottom of the map, another fort is murdered. So that's essentially, it's nearly all of the forts gone. They might still lose the one at the top. But that's just bad news all around. That is really, really bad news. I mean, they're in dire straits here. This turn from, hey, we're in the lead, to, damn, we are far behind. Benny is going to die again. 6 kills to 5. Look at the Haka at the bottom of the map, already working the wall down. So he's starting to take the next one out here. And yeah, it's just tough times for the team on the right side of the map. They look great. It went all really well for them until it didn't. And boy, did it go downhill then. So yep, all the forts are gone. What started off with a halfway decent objective and some nice kills, even Cho'Gall being eliminated, gem stolen away. is now resulting in a blue team that is gaining more momentum by every single second and is now making a move straight up for the boss at the top. Level 13 talents are soon going to be ready. They could push in for this. They also have a turn in. So maybe a bit of a throw pit. We'll see. Shogal gets trapped. And can they kill him? Molten block. Here's the chance. Here's the opportunity. And he is alive. They won't be able to close the gap here. They taunt Swamgrotta instead. And Shogal gets still killed. Vala still got him. Shogal is down, and that brings them back into the game. Damn. Not bad. So, yeah, I like it. Quite the back and forth that we have. Red team in the lead, gets crushed in a fight, loses basically all of the outer structures. And then they bring it back here. Leo turns into Leorki and sacrifices his life as Vala is going for a solo. The rest on the boss, the rest of the team is still playing here in the middle. And they are going to get that boss. Vala is, yeah, she has way too much progress on it. Junkrat, by the way, easily top damage in the game, 28,000 for him. Vala with 1 death, so 5% of the attack speed bonus is gone, but she is at 22,000 damage. And at level 16, she is finally going to pick up Manticore, which will make things even more difficult for Shogal. Then misses the arrow here, but they get the Web Weaver turn in. Now, this is the moment where you have to take a few more structures out. This is kind of the... yeah, this is kind of the moment. The defense at the top, Shogal is the one that can't help with the initial Web Weaver defense because of the boss, or they're going to sacrifice more structures there. So they're pinning them down with 7 kills to 7. It also puts them in a good spot on the kills. Brightwing. Probius is down at the bottom of the map. About the same level of annoying. And yeah, that fort's gone. They're going to lose all of the forts. Both of the forts will be eliminated. Top defense is still going on. They just switched the hero over. The Haga is now taking out the minions over there. But Probius is eliminating the thing down at the bottom of the map. So, yeah, they're getting there. A little bit more work being done here. Forts all destroyed. They're looking good. Looking slowly better on all of this. Yep. Not too bad. Let's see how much further. Bottom. I mean, can they go, for example, for one of the keep walls now? They're going to try right now and make that work at the bot lane. Shogal is defending again. So you gotta be careful on that. Not quite there yet. 16 is also too close for the blue team. They gotta be very careful on how far they're pushing this. If they're ending up being chased back again and then eliminated on the way back out, yeah, that will be more than a bit of a nuisance. So you gotta be careful on this one. They still remember the last time that happened. And that's where they lost all advantages that they were holding. Also because of all the camps that were set up. So it was not only the kills, but it was that initially it was a very nice position that the blue team set themselves up for. Capitalizing on both of the camps in the middle of the map, for example, together with Red Weavers was pretty strong stuff. So, yeah. But again, right now we got level 16 for only one team. Any moment though, Vala will get Manticore, and that's exactly happening right now. Let's have a quick look at her damage before she has it. 25,000, and Junkrat is ahead by roughly 10k on 35,000. So we're going to monitor the damage of those two a little bit, just to see how much of a power spike Vala is going to get with this. Already, there's the stun, okay. Vala isn't here yet. She's still at the top and is now coming for the team towards the middle. Also, Mithril Mace is in as well. And the blue team with the Web Weavers. So again, the back and forth trend in this series still continues. The Exodia stack has a 1-0 lead, and this is a match point for them. But now they are again the ones that are a bit on the defense. Nice, gets the angle. Dino, and the Divine Shield. You're kidding me. And that's a kill. Holy shit. That was something. That was quite something. Just barely gets towards Uther. Uther drops the Divine Shield, and then Vala survives and gets a kill. Look at this. Wow. Was basically dead already. And then they're going for Cho'Gall, take him down. Vala on 102 stacks. Not dying, not losing 5% of the attack speed. Damage output again, she only participated in that one little skirmish there, and that's netted her nearly 4,000 damage. But what? And they have the gems for another turn in. So this has flipped very quickly. It looked like the blue team might have something here with the Web Weaver push, and especially Tahaka pushing on the side lane. And then Vala gets that kill. First of all, she doesn't die herself. That was big already. And then even if in this situation they don't get the kill, it would be a huge escape. But then they also get a kill on top of that, which makes the situation even better. So pretty incredible stuff. Now, talking Vala, Dainu, and well, that's it. Web Weaver defense. That game. Back and forth. It's like a yo-yo, seriously. And now they go for Cho'Gall again, the taunt! But they still have Molten Block. And the problem for Uther was he didn't have the cooldown for Divine Shield. Just a few more seconds and he would have been ready for it. But nope, they killed Vala so quickly that now the defense is going to be a lot easier. Probius still pushing at the bottom of the map. But it's kind of wild to me that we're ending up in that spot. When they took Cho'Gall out, gained the momentum, and then got the Web Weavers, I was like, alright, that's a keep at least. I really thought they would go for a keep at a minimum, maybe more. And then one quick kill, Vala dying, and it's all over for that push. So the dudes are fighting back every single chance they get. Continuous back and forth here. Just blow for blow between the two teams. 22 gems against 56. So there's one more turn in that the red team already got for themselves. Some Grota. Okay, not turning in just yet. Oh, the tongue. If that connects. If that connects, they have a problem. Talking about potential problems. Siege Giants at the bottom of the map could also be one. Got vision, alright. But they're not moving in for it. The Haka has now half back because he needs to deal with the bot lane. And that's where Probius is facing off against him now. Now, anyways. Level 20 is in. Farfly Quiver for Vala. Yeah, that makes it even more dangerous. And so many good ults. So many nice upgrades. The Construct additional pylons is now in for Probius. We're getting for Vala Farfly Quiver. Then Buried Alive and Redemption for Uther. So, big ults. Really big level 20s. Now, Cho'Gall has, of course, a huge one with the cooldown reduction here. The death timer reduction by 50%. So he can actually start to... On a big map, that usually means that he's going to sacrifice himself, going cross-map and trading his life for structures. On a big map, you can just simply go for your opponent's keep, you die in the process, and by the time your opponent is trying to push for your core or for your keep, you are already respawned. So, this is still a big talent no matter what. Caesar boss, yeah. Caesar boss. Again, the Cho'Gall timer reduction is huge. It's going to be very, very tough. But even if they get kills, I mean, at this point, what does it really do for you, right? Death timer is going to be mega low. But if they can siege up here at least and take some keeps down and slowly pin them down, get a boss, get a turn in, that's kind of what you're looking for. And ever since the two teams got level 20, as you might have noticed, the red team is just sieging up. Look at the damage output. Once again, Vala is now at 41,000 damage and Junkrat's at 44k. So since Manticore has been achieved, we've seen not that many fights, and still her damage has nearly caught up with Junkrat. Gal is the one that is easily top damage in the game, though, with a 56k. But given a bit of time, Vala might eventually catch him here. So the Haka is now pushing towards the top, but this keep at the bottom of the map, it's nearly gone. Cho'Gall gets attacked again. The hits are coming. Yeah, but they can still go for the keep, and they do. The Haka does his best to counter pressure the top side. It's not happening. So the keep's gone. And they can now transition towards the next lane, towards the next play. The turn-in from the Haka is going to give Web Weavers, though, to the dudes. I don't think they can... Yeah, Lucio. Very careful. Swamgrotto! He's fine, he's fine. Missed the tongue. But the more important part is, he's still alive. Now, that said, how much can they do with that turn-in? Oh, that's a kill! That should be a kill! It is a kill! Cho'Gall down for 30 seconds just as the Web Weavers touch ground. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Look at how perfect this is. Cho'Gall is dead in the next seconds. The Web Weavers are on the ground. This is how you defend against an objective. What is this map? Seriously. Just back and forth action between the two teams. Blow for blow. One hit after another is just easily coming there. Now the pressure at the bottom of the map being relieved by Leo, as he is taking that out. Top side, Probius is already doing their thing. They nearly have the gems for a turn-in. They're very, very close. So they should get that in a moment. Yeah, getting that turn-in would also be quite nice for them here. And they should be able to pull it off. They're also looking for Dehako. Nah, they can't really kill him here. But at least they can deliver the gems. They're still trying to interrupt. It's a 5 versus 5 after all. Vala's going for camp, so careful. So is Probius. They have taken 2 camps, but the fight has already started up. Oh, Lucio chunked down to 50% of its HP immediately, as Vala is trying to keep Cho'Gath at bay again. So there's a lot of poke happening and a lot of random hits coming through. But Vala is chasing them all away and creating some space. Nice stun also. Over the wall, connecting that. That one was great. Vala still needs to stay away, specifically when we're talking about Dehaka. Could go for the turn in here. They're only missing 7 gems. Dainu holds 3. Yeah, and there come the remaining 4 from Yasuo. That turn-in goes through. That turn-in is in. Web Weavers, once again. Bottom of the map, they've already destroyed the keep. Now they can focus onto the middle, onto the top lane, unless they want to go for the core directly. That's of course the alternative here. That's the next play that they could make. Try and go for that. Yeah, and Tomb again. This time, oh, it's Dehaka, and he nearly dies. He makes it, but barely. And they want to go for core apparently. They're sieging up at the bottom of the map. They can still let the rest of the lanes push by themselves, of course. That's the benefit of what they're looking at here. Top lane, bot lane. Yeah, and they're already working that shield down. Cho'Gath has to defend, eats the hits, yep. Vala's falling back a little bit. Riptide gets targeted, shield attacked. Vala stunned, and she's still totally fine. Dehaka in the back. Swamp Grotta! He's in real trouble. Is still alive. Lucio also to the rescue as they're once again getting chased back here, but with everybody defending, it also means that the Web Weavers have free reign in the middle and the top lane. Shield on the core is nearly gone right now, and then on top of that, of course, it's the keeps that are suffering. In the middle, it's about to fall. At the top, we're seeing the same thing. The core is also getting slowly murdered. 190 stacks for Vala right now. The attacks keep coming. What an entomb again, and they go for Cho'Gath. Even with the death timer reduction, if he falls here, it's over. The core is gonna get attacked. The Web Weavers are pushing in. No keep standing anymore. Vala just dancing around him. 85,000 damage. Easy top damage in the game. Goes for Lucio. Can't kill him. But we still have the entire 5-man of the red team of the Exodia stack going for game on this one. They're pinning them down. They're trying to put them in the corner and just absolutely murder them here. Cho'Gath again with an escape attempt. Straight up for Vala. Trying to claim her. He can't, and Lucio falls. Lucio falls, the core gets attacked, Probius goes in, and this is game. Cho'Gath dies, and this is the Probius bounty completed for the Exodia stack as they take down the dudes and move on to the grand final of qualifier number 5. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.